Goodness, goodness. Now let me try this again. Thank you for joining us for this week's Weekly Wednesday presentation about Cornerstone Mobile Counseling. This presentation is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Otsego County Office for the Aging Facebook page and to our county website. I ask that everyone except the presenter or myself keep your videos turned off and that you remain muted unless you have a question. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as we move through the presentation. You can also use the chat feature if you prefer, and I will ask the question for you. For those who are new to Weekly Wednesday presentations, we host presentations every Wednesday using the same link at 11 a.m. Topics are on various community-based organizations. This was established in October of 2020 as a way to continue education on services and supports amid a global pandemic. Those who do not know me, my name is Alicia Chase. I'm Otsego County's long-term care coordinator. My role here at Office for the Aging is to supervise the New York Connects program. New York Connects is the connection for all long-term services and supports. Although my office is under Office for the Aging, we are unique in that we are able to help anyone of any age who is looking for help navigating this complicated long-term care system. We can help people who just look for information and assistance, who need referrals to other community-based organizations, who need help with applications, or help seeking information or admissions to adult homes or nursing home placement, just to name a few. If you are unsure if New York Connects can help you or your loved one, please do not hesitate to reach out. We do have a New York Connects partner with the Independent Living Center in Oneonta. His name is Vince Baker. Those wishing to reach out to me can do so by calling Office for the Aging at 547-4232. At this time, I'll turn the program over to Chelsea and Gabe with Cornerstone Mobile Counseling for today's presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Alicia. It's really nice to be here, and I apologize if my internet breaks up at all. Just Gabe can hop in and take over for me. Disclaimer there. So yeah, thank you so much for having us again. I'll just get right into it. So, model of mental health delivery since 2016. So we started over from the ground up. We use more of a customer service approach rather than a traditional hierarchy model. So instead of directing, we're kind of the Uber of counseling. So we're directly connecting families and individuals to nearby qualified mental health providers. And they're matched completely to that family's needs or the individual's needs. So we've made it immediate. There's no waiting lists or delays. Providers can go to clients or they use a number of other modalities such as telehealth. And there are no limits on contact frequency. So they can go a couple times a week, once a week, whatever the need is. And they can go stay with them for years if they need it, or they can stay with them for a couple of months and just use them as kind of that stepping stone to bettering their lives in that way. So we're really trying to meet people where they are in every sense, physically, mentally, emotionally. And that leads to, our primary mission at Cornerstone, which is to end the patterns that drive generational poverty. So we're built on the understanding that some individuals that are struggling with poverty have really significant barriers that keep them from making these really important mental health appointments that they need. So whether it's transportation, not having daycare for their children, chronic illness, just the stigma associated with getting mental health help, or just the discomfort of being in an office setting. Cornerstone tries to overcome these barriers by completely eliminating them. So that's why our clinicians meet directly in the client's home, and they generally work with the entire family system. And our larger vision is winning the battle against generational poverty right where it's perpetuated, right in that family. So often we will get a referral from maybe one person in the home, and it'll kind of build up to just maybe the child that's having some behavioral issues. The mom may be concerned, and then it kind of turns into, well, you know, hey mom, you could probably use someone to talk to as well. And then so it goes from there, and it's really starting the core. You know, the rate of growth that our model has, or that the need has shown for our model is incredible. So just to elaborate a little, so over the past 18 months, we've gone from having client bases in 8 counties to now 26 counties in New York State. So we're all the way over to Cayuga County, the other way to Rensselaer, and then we're up to St. Lawrence County and down to Westchester County. We've been in Otsego County for about a year now, a little over a year. We're still building up some clients there. And we have, I think, about 10 clinicians currently that see clients right in Otsego County. And then we have altogether, we have over 130 active licensed clinicians with us. So our counselors all range from being LMSWs to LMFTs, to LMHCs, to LCSWs, and independent contractors. And we are basically the connector. So we find the best person that fits the client's need, and we get them connected right away. I don't see any questions yet, so I'll just keep going if there's not anything. So basically, kind of I'll go into our nitty-gritty details. So we'll get a referral, whether it's by somebody calling, or a text message, or right from our website. And it can be an individual themselves looking for services, or it can be a case manager at an agency, or it can be a doctor at the doctor's office, whatever it may be. They can reach us either any of those ways, and then we'll connect them within 24 hours. But that's a grace period, because it's usually within a couple of hours, honestly. We'll connect them right with the clinician that's right near them. And then right from there, the clinician reaches out to that client, and they'll set up their intake appointment. And we aim for those to be set within a couple of days. That eliminates those unnecessary wait times, because we all know if there's a mental health problem going on, if there's something that's really finally that breaking point where somebody's like, I need someone to talk to, then it's right now, right then. That's what we're trying to do. Get right to it right when it's needed. And I'll keep going. So we currently accept Fidelis Care and MVP insurance. So anybody with those insurance providers or with those insurances can receive our services for free. However, we do have a care management team that will provide case management services. So if somebody calls and they don't have either of those insurances, we don't just turn them away and say, oh yeah, sorry, call someone else. So we link them up with one of our team members who will kind of dig down and see, what are some of the issues this person's having. Can we find a counselor for them ourselves that takes their insurance, or can we help them navigate insurances, especially if they don't have any insurance? We can help them get on Fidelis, which is most common, but we can also help them get on MVP if that's works better for them. So, and then we'll take the person from there. A couple other things that our network of providers are doing are providing some remote group therapy sessions. So right now we have we have a teen group. It's kind of directed towards coping in COVID, just the different things that are happening. And then parenting support group, a caregiver group, and a self-care group. So all that information is on our website, our Facebook, and it's all updated regularly. And I can always send the information out to anybody that needs it. Okay, looks like we got a question. So yes, we do accept Medicare. and it's always changing, for the better usually. So if there's any insurance plan that you're unsure of, if you give our office a call, they'll give you the best information. So, there are some clinicians that do accept CDPHP as well, some that accept, I'm blanking on the other one, Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield also. And it's those a little dependent on the type of clinician and license they have and if they can take clients. Do we accept straight Medicaid? I know we've had that question 100 times. Gabe, do you know that one?
So that would basically go back to our insurers. So when they go on their local exchange, choosing the Medicaid option, it would depend on which insurance provider they chose to elect. Choosing their Medicaid, like if they did choose MVP or they chose Fidelis, for example, that would work. But if your question is really about, say they aren't able to go on the exchange, they haven't done that, maybe they're a person who doesn't have the executive functioning, they might need some support to do that, maybe from a care manager. So that would be a situation where if you want to have that person call in, then they would immediately go right to our support team and we can figure out what's best for them. But hopefully that fully answers your question. It basically has to do with regionally where you are, if you've gone on your Medicaid exchange and chosen a plan. If you haven't, we'll still find a solution. But point blank, it has to do with, are you enrolled in one of the insurers we're contracted in under their Medicaid plan?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think the best thing for insurances is really to call our office manager, which is our the number that you would do a referral or anything with, because she has all the answers, and she'll take your information and tell you right away.
And then you'll also be connected in real time to another, maybe an intern or a care worker who can actually help with that issue too.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? I'm not sure. While we wait, Gabe, if I missed anything or you want to elaborate on anything that I've mentioned.
I'm just going to add that because all of the mental health providers with Cornerstone are autonomous, they each kind of are able to take referrals or not take referrals based on their specialty or their strong suits or their areas they like to do therapy. So a lot of times we'll get a question, do you have someone on staff that does dialectical behavioral therapy, or will you work with my young child who has autism? Well, because we have such a diverse group of providers, we really have someone on the team that can handle all the different situations. So again, usually when we get those questions, I encourage people to just call in, like Chelsea's saying, call in the main office. We'll take down the information, determine, I'm sure we have a provider within your area that can get to you within 24 hours, basically.
Great, thank you. Does anybody have any other questions?
Oh, that's so great to hear, Mary Ann. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Delaware County has been, we have expanded so quickly and greatly down there. So it's been an experience for us down there. But thank you again for sharing that.
Yeah, well, I'd say too, Mary Ann, it sounds like your client is experiencing the big distinction between reporting to someone's clinical office at a certain time every week or every 2 weeks versus having someone come to your home where you're comfortable in your environment and actually model the skills and work on the things that you're trying to work on versus, the traditional model. And it can be pretty powerful and transformative for our families. So it's really awesome that your person's having that experience. Hopefully it continues.
Do you see clients who may not have a permanent address, such as those that are in homeless shelters?
Yes, absolutely. We actually work with homeless shelters a lot, and we do some street outreach. We have clinicians that specifically do outreach to find those who are homeless and try to help them as well. So, really going off of what we're saying is we're meeting people, where they are, even if they don't even have a home, we'll meet them. We meet people in the community as well all the time. Kind of on that note, if, family would rather meet outside of the park or something, which is common with the nicer weather and with COVID as well, they'll meet them at the park and chat with kids there where they're also comfortable. Yep.
Yeah, I would also add to that we have providers that, they'll maybe go to a homeless shelter regularly. If there's people there that need services, we can set up, arrangements like that. But also, that's our model. These folks that are disenfranchised and don't have services, that's exactly what we're here for, to give them access to. So anyone like that, please call, and I'm sure we can have someone. Again, we're not a crisis center, so if they're in crisis, obviously call 911. But if they're ready to talk to someone, then that's exactly what we're here for. It would be our privilege.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Gabe.
Are there any other questions? All right, I don't see any, so thank you guys for joining us today. That was great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, thank you so much. I added our phone number, the 607 number, right into the chat as well, and our website too, where we have our updated information. So if anybody wants, give us a call or email, or I can put my email address in here as well. So just let me know, and we'll connect and go from there.
Great, thank you.
Thank you again so much.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Have a great rest of the day.